you don't already have a project in GCP, search for GCP in your browser, log in to console.cloud.google.com, and at the top of the page, click on this option for your projects. You'll see this modal for all your projects, but click on New Project in the top right corner and create your new project. Back in the Gemini API documentation, click on the Get a Gemini API Key button or navigate to ai.dev, which is Google AI Studio. Go to the left navigation, click on Get API Key. And if you don't already have API keys created, then click on Create API Key. Select your Google Cloud project and create API key in existing project. If you navigate back to the AI Studio homepage and scroll down, you'll see a section for Get Started with Gemini, and it gives you code that you can copy. You can select different coding languages. We can stick with Python and click on this copy icon in the top right corner of this panel and go to Google Colab, colab.research.google.com, where you can create a new notebook and paste your code in the code block. We're using the first line to install the Google Gen AI SDK or software development kit, which is necessary to use Google's Gen AI models. And then this line imports the Gen AI module from the Google library. Copy the API key that you created in AI Studio. I created a secret for my Gemini API key by going to the left navigation and clicking on this key. So I named the secret Gemini API key and then paste the value in here. With my API key protected as a secret, I created this variable Google API key and used this userdata.get method to retrieve the Gemini API key as a secret. And then we initialize the Gen AI client so we can pass our API key to the Gemini API. And then in this code here, we're using the generate content method to send a request to the Gemini API. We declared the Gemini model that we want to use. If you go to AI Studio under Run Settings in the right panel here, click on this area and you'll see all the models that you can use along with the names. For our code, we're using Gemini 2.5 Flash, as you can see here. And then for the contents, that's what your prompt will be. We're also adding this line to import user data from Google.Colab to grab our Gemini API key secret. We're going to go ahead and click on this play icon to run this block of code. We're asking Gemini to explain Google AI Studio to us. When we scroll down, our response will appear below the code here, where we see a nice comprehensive response broken down by points. You can compare this to what you might see from the Gemini web app or in Google AI Studio with the different Gemini models. A great feature of Google AI Studio is that you can generate custom code based on the run settings that you configure. In the right panel, for run settings, choose your Gemini AI model. Define your system instructions for tone and style, and other settings like temperature, media resolution, thinking mode, thinking budget, grounding with Google search, and URL context to understand websites. Once your settings are ready, go to the top right corner and click on Get Code, and this will give you your custom code. You can choose what coding language you want to use, and here's your code. It gives you the code to send your Gemini API key to the Gemini API, defines the Gemini model that you're using. Here's the portion for your prompt, and then the configurations and the settings for the thinking budget, as well as the system instructions. And this portion right here gives you the streaming effect, so it looks like it's responding in real time. You can copy the code, you can download the code, or you can bring it straight into Google Colab.